following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
What's up? How y'all doing today? We've got a really fun show today. We're going to talk about. We're going to talk first Braves and Mets. Then we're going to talk Aaron Judge. I wanted to talk a little bit about him. He's on he's having a historic season right now. And then third take, we're going to talk Vols, Titans, a little bit of football, and then of course fourth take is high school sports as per usual. So y'all stick around. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and get into the first take, which will be Braves and Mets. Yeah, I think our stuff on the bottom there's a little bit off, but what I really wanted to get into was the fact that both the Braves and the Mets have been awful over the past week or two. The Mets just got swept by the Cubs, who I don't know if any of you have kept up with any baseball this year, but the Cubs are not good. And then the Braves actually dropped 2 of 3 to the Giants. I think they went 4 for 4 in their last game. I think they've been 4-4 in their last 8 games, which 500 wouldn't be bad for an average team, but Atlanta is currently trying to get into the playoffs. I think they have basically a 99% chance of getting in. It would take a worse collapse than any collapse the Braves have ever had. So I think they're in. I'm pretty sure the Phillies and Brewers are going to be fighting over that last spot, which is kind of what we've been saying, the last few months. I think we all kind of knew that's what was going to happen. So that's wonderful. So hopefully the Brewers grab it. I don't want to have to, as a Braves fan, I don't want to have to play the Phillies in the playoffs. The offense is nuts. I know that their defense is not good, and I know that their pitching hasn't been as good as they wanted it to be, but their pitching can still be great. And offense, if it's rolling, it makes the defense kind of not matter. I know some people rolling in their grave. I get it. I love good defensive baseball, but if the Phillies are going to score 9 runs a game, then it doesn't matter at that point. But the Mets and the Braves, of course, that's kind of what I was trying to talk about. Neither are playing particularly well. I can't talk a whole lot about the Mets. I just know that they got swept by the Cubs, so that means you sucked the last 3 games. If you've lost 3 straight to the Cubs, you're not playing good baseball. I don't have to watch the game to figure out that you're not playing good baseball if you've lost 3 in a row to the Cubs. Now the Braves, however, they did kind of run into a buzzsaw with the Mariners. The Mariners were very good, and then they wound up having that wild game of the year with the Mariners. I think it was like last Friday or something. Braves were down, I think, 5 runs in the 9th inning, took a 1-run lead, and then I almost call them Seahawks. The Mariners went solo homer in the bottom of the 9th off Kenley Jansen to win the game. So that, the Mariners, I get it. The Mariners are tough. They're a good team. They've added some talent to a very good roster already. They're going to be a good team. They're probably one of the hottest teams in the American League right now. So losing to them is, one way or the other. But then losing, I think, 2 out of 3 to the Giants is not good. That's not good at all because the Giants are not in the playoff race. The Giants have not been playing all that great all year long. So not good signs from the Braves. I will say, however, there is a little bit of good news on the Braves front. Ozzie Albies, I think he hit a home run last night during his rehab assignment. Of course, Von Grissom's played well. And with Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna, and who else was the other one? Well, I think William Contreras. I saw all 4 of them the whole last month. All 4 of them have been batting under 250. So Von Grissom, who's been hitting around 300 since he got to the majors, has been a huge shot in the arm for the Braves. So I don't know. I don't think Von Grissom needs to sit, but having Ozzie Albies come into play is obviously good for your team. So a good problem to have, but they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do. Anyway, I think that's about all I wanted to say about the Braves and the Mets. My brain's running a little slow today. The the new COD Next Call of Duty 2 video game stuff gets released today, and I know that's going on, and I can't watch it right now, so it's killing me. But I'm gonna wake up here in just a second, and then as per usual, we're gonna do a DMA read, and then y'all are gonna get that wonderful commercial that we love so much. You're gonna enjoy the commercial, and then you're gonna come back and catch the next few takes. But Casey's Take is brought to you by DMA Orthopedics and Dr. Anthony Tropiano. Dr. Anthony Tropiano provides patients with prompt, effective treatment using the best technology available and in a manner that is compassionate and understanding of their needs. Dr. Tropiano is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon. Call 615-441-4522 today. That's 615-441-4522. Let's go to a commercial.
At Dixon Medical Associates, your health is our number one priority. With over 40 providers, our goal is to bring excellent, convenient, and comprehensive medical care to our community. Dixon Medical Associates, a destination for care.
All right, I'm trying to share my my video on Facebook now. So, all right, I got that going. Let's see. Second take, Aaron Judge. That's what I wanted to talk about. This is going to be really quick. I'm not going to talk about him much because the third take is going to be Vols and Titans, and I'm going to talk about that for quite a bit of time. I just wanted to say that in case any of you have been living under a rock and you do not know, Aaron Judge hit 2 home runs 2 days ago. He's up to 57 on the year, I want to say. I hope that's correct. Aaron Judge is having one of the finest offensive seasons we've ever seen. He is first, second, or third in basically every single offensive stat that matters. And he plays on the team that probably or might come out of the American League to play in the World Series. He plays for a winning team. He has been the best player on that team. He has been fairly consistent all year long. He may wind up breaking some records that don't have asterisks beside them. He's within 4 of Roger Maris. He's within 3 of Babe Ruth. And I think I love Barry Bonds. I love the whole steroid era. I don't care what anybody thinks about it, but that was the most fun time to watch baseball. If any of you remember the 99 home run derby in Boston and all of those guys just hitting absolute missiles over the Green Monster, that was a lot of fun to watch. The issue is we know that with Mark McGwire and Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa, there's going to be asterisks beside their home run numbers. Aaron Judge doesn't. And you say whatever you want about the steroid era, and you say whatever you want about those guys that accomplished what they accomplished in those years, and that's fine. But let's just say for a whole minute that none of that ever happened. Aaron Judge is legitimately on his way to possibly taking down one of the greatest records in all of sports. And he's doing it without PEDs. Or at least he's figured out how to pass the drug test. He is like 9 foot tall. So, I mean, he's insanely strong. So it makes sense. He's also hit the ball very well all year as far as, he takes it the other way. Of course, right field fence in New York is like 170 foot. That's an exaggeration for effect. But Aaron Judge hits the ball very hard. He takes it the other way. He does everything you're supposed to do. He should be the MVP. Here's my issue. People bring up Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani might be the most physically gifted athlete that plays on a baseball field today. He might be the greatest baseball player in the world currently. He plays for a team that is not going to be in the playoffs. At some point, we have to stop giving trophies to people who don't help their team win. How valuable are you if your team is sitting at home at the end of the year? If your team doesn't make it into the playoffs, how valuable are you? If you want to give Shohei Ohtani some kind of trophy that says greatest player alive, do it. Let him and Mike Trout argue over it. I don't care. But they don't deserve MVP. Valuable. You're not that valuable if your team is not in the playoffs. I don't care if I'm the only person that thinks that, but I'll believe that till the day that I die. And I think that Ohtani does not deserve to be MVP. He didn't last year. Bryce Harper didn't either. Neither one of those teams got in the playoffs last year. The Angels and the Phillies were both out of the playoffs, and both of those players won the MVP. That's not right. You're not valuable if your team isn't in the playoffs. That's my personal opinion. And of course, this is my show, so we're going to do it my way. But Aaron Judge is the MVP in my mind. And I don't, you could put Ohtani second, third, fourth, wherever you want. I don't care. Like I said, give him another trophy that just tells him, hey, you're the greatest player in the world. Sorry, your team doesn't win. How valuable are you if your team doesn't win? If Ohtani wins this award, they should change the name because it's not value anymore. It's about most outstanding player. If you want to name it the MOP, cool. If you want to name it the whoever brings the most people to the baseball field, because we know that fans come out of nowhere to show up to watch Ohtani play. And that's great. I love that. That's wonderful for the game. I'm glad that he's able to bring people wherever he goes because people want to watch him play. But at the same time, if your team's not in the playoffs, how can you really be that valuable? And I get the fact that, if he wasn't on that team, they'd be so much worse. I hate that for him. Trade him. But if you're not in the playoffs, you're not that valuable. End of my story. So Aaron Judge should be the MVP. He's having one of the finest offensive statistical performances ever. And I hope that he wins it, even though I hate the Yankees. But I had to get that out of my system. Plus, y'all know this is like my therapy. I don't have to pay for this. Y'all actually watch it. And this is how I get everything out. So I actually feel better now that I did a little bit of that. But we're going to go ahead and go into the third take. We're going to talk Vols and Titans real quick, or Titans, Vols, whichever direction you want to go. It doesn't matter. I'm going to start with the Titans because they were terrible. That's not fair. They were pretty good at the first half. And then second half, I know a lot of fire Todd Downing tweets. I've seen those everywhere, the offensive coordinator. You can blame Todd Downing all you want. That's fine. But when's the last time we did like the play calling for the Titans? I mean, I'm not real certain who you could go out and get. I'm not real certain who would come in. And I mean, I remember when Jeff Fisher went out and got Norm Chow, the USC offensive coordinator, and I thought, oh, great, it's going to be wonderful. And he turned around and handed the ball off right at the middle, 80% of the time. People in Tennessee have been complaining about play calls forever. And the problem is, geniuses like Sean McVay just don't grow on trees. So you're going to have to get over it as far as that goes. But you could fire Downing if you wanted. The next person that comes in, they're going to complain about him too, because Tennessee, the organization, is always and will always be run first. And I don't like the fact that they did that jet sweep. Todd, you could fire Todd Downing. I'd be fine with it. I agree with the fire Todd Downing thing, but I just want to warn all you Titans fans. They're not going to go out and get some genius that's going to come in and make your offense run a lot better. It's just not going to happen. I'm not saying you should be happy if you just get stuck with this guy and go, 7-10 this year, but I just don't know. I don't really know what changes you can make in the play calling department that would matter. What I am going to say is Taylor Lewan is atrocious. Sorry, I just got an email. Taylor Lewan was atrocious on Sunday. He missed the block on the I want to say it was an outside linebacker for the Giants, and then that dude depleted Derrick Henry. And I feel kind of bad for Derrick Henry because every time he gets plowed like that, he gets plastered all over social media, and he has to talk about it and he has to bring it up, he at least sees it, right? And then if I'm Derrick Henry, I'm going up to Taylor Lewan and I'm like, man, you missed your block. And if any of you didn't see it, go back and watch the video. Lewan jumps out to go block, and the dude just goes around him like he's not even moving, and then just absolutely slaughtered Derrick Henry. I mean, dude plowed Derrick Henry. Of course, Derrick was in the air. He kind of got hit sideways. But if Lewan does anything other than be a statue in that situation, he doesn't have a free lane to just go straight through Derrick Henry. Lewan wasn't good. Bullock missed the game winner. I mean, there's a lot of things you can complain about. But something else I said last week too, though. Saquon Barkley, I wanted him to be healthy. I didn't want him to be healthy against the Titans, but he was, and he was very good. And that was a sight for sore eyes because I don't care what any of you think. I love watching great athletes, especially at the top of their game. And I'm happy that Saquon is healthy. I'm happy that, or at least partially healthy. He looks like Penn State Saquon. I hate the fact that he ran for almost 200 yards against the Titans because that just so happens to be my favorite team. But I think it's good for football when your athletes are healthy and when they're playing. So I thought that was good to see Saquon. I think the Titans, Ryan Tannehill was good. I thought Ryan Tannehill was really good. The rookie, Phillips, made the mistake on the drop punt. Just a lot of things here and there. I'll tell you what, though. I remember last year, week 1, Taylor Lewan sucked, and we got shelled by the we. I say we. I don't wear a jersey. The Titans got shelled by the Cardinals. Yeah, it was the Cardinals. Chandler Jones had like 14 sacks week 1. I think he won NFC Defensive Player of the Year in 1 week because of how bad Lewan was. Titans didn't do a whole lot of good last year in week 1 either. So I'm thinking, hey, maybe a sign of things to come. If we lose game 1 for the rest of my life and then go 12-5 throughout the rest of the year, there are worse things. So, the sky is not falling. I'm not going to lose my mind yet. I already have anger issues, so I'm not going to allow week 1 of football season. I'm just not going to allow a game in September? Are we still in September? Yeah, I'm not going to allow a football game in September to bother me. So, at least not that much. I saw a lot of people on Twitter just losing their minds. Now, there is a game later in September that might really bother me, and we're going to go ahead and talk about the Vols. They play Florida. And all of the everything I see on social media is showing that that game's been sold out. Tennessee, Florida, it's going to be packed. It's probably going to be Checker Neyland, which I think is cool. I don't have anything against it. I don't really care for it. I would wear whatever designated color I needed to wear in my section, but I don't throw a big hissy fit about it. Some people are throwing a hissy fit. They absolutely hate it. Some people love it. Some people still believe that Peyton Manning is a curse when he comes to the games. At some point, it's not going to be a curse to have a random human being standing around at your football game. But Tennessee fans are very, very passionate. That's a good word. And I love them so much, but I don't think it matters what color shirt you wear in the stands. So as long as you're there and you're loud and you're having a good time, you got to be loud on defense because that Anthony Richardson kid's pretty good. You say whatever you want. I know he struggled last week. He's got all kinds of talent. And, of course, because us Tennessee fans know he's going to show off all of his talent whenever we play him. But before Tennessee gets to that game, they have to play Akron this week. They are 50-point favorites. That is the largest point spread difference in Tennessee football history, I want to say. So I'm getting a little bit of reverb here. Oh, there we go. Audio went out, so that's good. But, the Vols have been pretty good. And I know, for some reason, there was a lot of backlash last week over the Pitt game. I almost said West Virginia, but it was the Pitt game. A lot of people were saying, the Vols looked bad and stuff like that. Sometimes, and I'm just going to let y'all this is a secret, so don't tell anybody. But sometimes when you play a team that's in the top 25 in their building, it's not easy. It's wild, I know. But did the Vols make mistakes? Absolutely. They did make a lot of mistakes. Hendon Hooker was not great, and he won SEC Offensive Player of the Week. Hendon Hooker will tell you he wasn't happy with his performance. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what he said when he talked to the media afterwards. Aaron Beasley's been flying all over the ball. The defense looked fantastic. I loved it. They like 22 pressures, and everybody was freaking out against Ball State. They were like, "Oh, no sacks. We're not going to get any pressure." And then Tennessee basically assaulted Kadon Slovis. They I don't want to say intentionally. I was not there, but they legitimately hurt him to where he could no longer play football. And then they brought their backup quarterback in, which, Patty, I tell you what, that Patty kid, he played pretty hard. Good for him. He had a messed up hand. He had all kinds of issues, but he played hard. But the Vols were able to pull it out, even after going down 10 points in enemy territory. It was the exact opposite from last year, where The Vols got up big. Vols blocked a punt. Pitt blocked a punt. They got up big early. Vols had to come back and play a little bit. Didn't get to run the ball as much as we wanted. Only ran the ball at 3.5 yards a clip, I think. So a lot to be better. I mean, I said it, and they said it. We all know it. That the Vols know they can be better. But it's a pretty cool sign whenever you play like doo-doo and you still get a win against a top 25 team on the road. People are just completely underestimating how truly difficult that is. It's not Georgia. It's not Bama. I get that. And that's Tennessee's goal. That's Tennessee's goal. They want to beat Georgia. They want to beat Bama. Need to beat Florida. I get that beating Pitt is not your goal. But they did. And I guess it is a goal. But it's not, you got Vols fans that are still living in the 90s. And they think every game should be a cakewalk. And, other teams are very, very good. And Pitt is one of those teams that's very, very good. And I thought it was fantastic that the Vols were able to pull out a come from behind double-digit trail win. They were able to come back from 10 points down in enemy territory against the top 25 team to get a win. That's pretty neat because the Vols ain't been doing that in a long time, especially on the road. So, we are going to have one more commercial, so we're going to go do that real quick. We know y'all love the commercials. It's better than the actual content here. So y'all hang out, watch the wonderful DMA commercial, and then come back. I'm going to do another DMA read, and then we're going to finish off with high school sports as per usual. So stay here.
Here at Dixon Medical Associates, we've got you covered from neck to toe. Our orthopedics team offers services in sports medicine, foot and ankle reconstruction, spinal surgery, and more. We also have in-house imaging and physical therapy. Dixon Medical Associates. We specialize in what moves you.
And of course, remember, Casey's Take is brought to you by DMA Orthopedics and Dr. Anthony Tropiano. Dr. Anthony Tropiano provides patients with prompt, effective treatment using the best technology available and in a manner that is compassionate and understanding of their needs. Dr. Tropiano is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon. Call 615-441-4522 today. That's 615-441-4522. Now, let's get on into the final take, which, of course, is, as per usual, high school sports. I actually just got off a call earlier with Zach Womble, one of the other guys I work with, and he's asked me to do the Friday night show again this week. So I was planning on going to Dixon McGavick, but I don't believe I'll be there. But Dixon does play McGavick. Creekwood is on the road at Tullahoma. We've actually got a photographer that's going to ride with the team, go all the way out there. He's going to get some Creekwood photos, so that's great. Cheatham County Central's on the road at Fairview. I don't believe we have a photographer there, but we do have a photographer at the Sycamore game. And who are they playing? I knew it 5 minutes ago because I looked at all this stuff before I went on. But Sycamore's playing, and then Harpeth is also playing, and Bill will be there at that game. So should have a lot of content coming up next week. Hopefully the stories are halfway decent. Y'all know the writer, sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. So let's see. Dixon still had a rough week last week against Clarksville. I think that was 46-20. Creekwood, tough game against Pearl-Cohn. Pearl-Cohn is just really good opponent always, all the time in basically every sport that they play. They've always got athletes. I think they could play shuffleboard and be really good. So 35-7, I want to say. Harpeth, big win last week over Whites Creek. I want to say that was homecoming. No, that was 2 weeks ago. Harpeth played Sycamore last week, and that was a big game. I want to say it was 35-14. Harpeth got out to a big 35-0 lead. Sycamore played a really good second half. I got to talk to I text Coach John Harrison from Sycamore. He told me that he liked some of the things that he saw in the second half, but he knew that his team kind of built the hole so deep that they couldn't get out of it after the first half. Cheatham County Central still facing a lot of injury issues, and they'll be on the road against Fairview team that's playing pretty well. They lost last week to Westview 34-26 or 32-26. That's what it was. But Fairview's playing fairly decent. I like some of the pieces that Fairview has. Like I said, Cheatham. Last time I talked to Coach Halstead, they've got around 15 healthy bodies. So that's going to be tough for any team. It doesn't matter how good your kids are if they're out there for literally every single snap. So hopefully Cheatham can get healthy. Big soccer game tonight, Cheatham and Sycamore, which I was planning on going to, but I had to give my camera to our salesperson so she could take photos at the Main Street Awards in Cheatham this morning. So I won't be at the soccer game because I don't have my camera. And what else we got? Oh, that Sarah Porter article came out. I hope that was really good. We're about done. Oh, one more thing, and then I'll let you all guys go. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I do have a special story coming up. It'll be in Dixon and Cheatham paper, the Dixon and the Cheatham paper next week. It's a really fun story. I got to talk to a guy that he went to school in Cheatham, and now he went to school in the Cheatham area, and now he does things for teams in the area. I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to tell y'all what's going on, but that is a really fun story. He was a pleasure to talk to. Got some great photos for it. So hopefully that'll be really, really fun for you guys to check out. It's not really technically a high school person, but he did go to school in Cheatham, and now he does a few things to help the schools in the area. Like I said, don't want to give too much away, but that's going to be a fun story. So make sure you check that one out. It'll be plastered all over Facebook and Twitter, and it'll also be in the paper copy. So make sure you pick up your paper copy. But I think that's it. I'm about 30 minutes behind on my Call of Duty thing, so I got to go catch up on that. I'm going to run home and see if I can catch the rest of that. We got some football tonight. I don't even know who plays tonight. I'm trying to stay caught up with yesterday. I can't even, we'll worry about tonight when we get there, but thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the show. I guess that's it. So of course, follow me on CV. I got through the whole show without messing up. Or, too bad anyway. Follow me on Twitter at CVP51. Argue with me. Tell me why I'm wrong. That way I can tell you why you're wrong next week. So thank y'all. Have a wonderful evening. Make sure you come back and see me next week.